This is how you can experience higher states of consciousness, and this is a method that I'm sure you've never heard before. So make sure to watch this video to the end to learn exactly what you need to do to experience a higher state of consciousness. I'm gonna go inside because, as you can see, the snow is out and it is just way too cold to be outside filming this video. So the easiest way and the most powerful way to experience higher states of consciousness is to simply remind yourself that it's already happening right now. When I first began practicing meditation and I became more familiar with these altered states of consciousness that we can experience, I truly wanted to test my practice and understand how strong I have truly trained my mind to be. So I identified the most distracting place that I could imagine. I identified a place where there was just so much discomfort, so much distraction, so many things that were pulling at my attention that I wanted to really put myself up against those challenges and find out if these practices that I've been training with have truly allowed me to focus my mind even in one of those extremely chaotic circumstances. So I decided to go to a place called Airport Boulevard in my hometown of Mobile, Alabama, which is essentially the most popular road, especially on the weekends, and that is when I went. I went on a Saturday night at sunset, and I was just surrounded by distractions. I was very close to vehicles that were driving on both sides of me, roughly 45 to 50 miles per hour. I was also smelling the food from restaurants being cooked in the air, and also all of the music being played and everything else. There were just so many things, so many external things that were grabbing at my attention, not even including the internal distractions of thoughts, wondering what would anybody think who knew me if they saw me doing this. Like, what would my friends think? What would my coworkers think? What would my boss think if he saw me sitting where I was practicing meditation, really just testing my ability to focus my mind? What would they think? These are all distractions that were really trying to grab my attention, but I was fortunately able to break through all those distractions and relax deeply into that moment, settling into the beauty in the middle of all of that chaos. And that is truly what allowed me to experience a higher state of consciousness, because I was truly open and ready for it to happen. And I can tell you exactly how it happened. I remember hearing an ambulance, the siren, kind of off in the distance away, but it was moving closer and closer as if it was behind me, and it was just moving closer and closer up until it passed me. And so I would hear the siren going and going behind me, next to me, and then going forward, so it was going away. And then I could also hear it stopping as if it was at some sort of like a traffic light where it was trying to let everybody know that it needed to pass even though other cars were going. So it was stopped, and I could still hear its siren circulating through the air, but it was just more in a central location. But then whenever the traffic went away, the ambulance kept going and it turned down a road, and the siren kept going and the ambulance kept driving, and I kept hearing it. So it's as if even though my eyes were closed and even though I was very relaxed and still, I could see a mental picture, an image of where the ambulance was going, sort of like from a higher perspective, like a bird's eye view. I was able to keep myself in the perspective along with the image of the ambulance as it expanded and moved further away from me. I could sense the sound of the siren further and further away from me, and I knew the town so well that I could essentially visualize where the ambulance was in respect with where I was. So I was able to keep both of those images, both myself and the ambulance, in my perspective. And the only way you could really do that is if you were able to see things from a higher perspective. That is a higher state of consciousness that I experienced. And I can tell you that it happened in such a profound way because I was willing to put myself out and really test my ability to practice this exercise. I really put myself out there to find out what would happen in the real world if we were to practice these exercises in our daily lives. And that is exactly what I experienced in the middle of all the chaos that I was surrounded by, a beautiful moment of higher consciousness. The greatest difficulty that people tend to have whenever they want to experience these higher states of consciousness is that they are so locked into place with their own perspective, and it prevents them from really experiencing life from a new perspective. There are so many things, so much baggage, so many distractions that are really locking our perspective into the place where it is. But if we can clear away those distractions, we can gain a greater perspective of what is going on around us. We can see more, understand more of what is going on, and that by realizing that there is more going on that we can see in our immediate environment through our senses, the awareness that there is more going on than what we could sensually perceive, that gives us the ability to access these higher states of consciousness, because we're perceiving of a world that exists outside of what we might normally sensorily be able to process. There is more going on. An affirmation that can be very helpful in reminding you of how much power that you have truly in the present moment is from Ram Dass. And he says that the next message you need is always right where you are. So comment down below, the next message I need is right where I am. The next message that I need is right where I am. Once you understand that in every moment you truly have the ability to experience higher states of consciousness, view things from a new perspective, and make decisions from a new place, then that gives you the free will that everyone talks about, what life is all about. It's about experiencing free will. Well, you don't get to experience that until you've noticed your own programming that is holding you into place, and that you've let that go, being aware that it was there, but then being aware of this new place where you are in, making decisions from this place as opposed to making decisions from this locked location that you've evolved to be in for your whole life. Imagine how beneficial your life would be in every area if you could really take a step back and see things from a much grander perspective, get more information, understand more of what's going on and how everything is working together. Imagine all of the different areas of your life that could benefit from that, and how the combination of those different areas giving you more of a lifestyle that is aligned with a higher state of consciousness, how amazing that would be. I can tell you that that is what I'm experiencing, and every moment, it seems, is just so beautiful and happy and meaningful. You know, I'm able to grasp the beauty in every moment because I have such a great, large perspective of what's going on here in this moment, here in this existence. And so that is what I want to provide for you, exactly how you can experience a higher state of consciousness so that you can benefit from it in your life, just as I have. So the easiest and the most effective way to experience a higher state of consciousness is to clear your mind of everything that is locking you into this particular perspective that you have, and then to remind yourself of how expansive this moment truly is. To have some sort of an exercise or an affirmation or a mechanism that prompts you to look at how big this world is that we're truly living in right now. So you can either do that through an affirmation or through an exercise like meditation. And if you would like some help on how to experience these higher states of consciousness, then I actually provide private coaching services where I share with you how you can experience these higher states of consciousness through incredibly powerful and effective exercises. These are exercises that will not only allow you to experience those higher states of consciousness in the present moment right now, but it will also help you to shape your life in a way where you begin to take on the characteristics more naturally of someone who lives a life of higher consciousness. This will truly allow you to discover things like what your purpose is in life, what really matters to you, Who are your greatest friends and what you really want to do with this life that you are living? These are very deep and profound questions, very meaningful questions that we all need to know the answers to. But we can really only know the true answers to those questions if we can see things from a higher perspective, gain more information, have a greater understanding of what is actually happening, and then make decisions from that place, having an aligned perspective, knowing that you are making decisions from this third dimensional plane that are affecting higher states of existence in these higher planes of consciousness. And so you can apply to my private coaching services if you would like more help with experiencing these higher states of consciousness or in living a more conscious lifestyle by simply clicking the link in the description section below and filling out the private coaching application. Subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this one, and make sure to hit the bell notification right there down below so that you can be notified every time that I upload a video that could be incredibly beneficial for you. And make sure to smash the like button on this video if you liked it and it feels helpful to you. And until the next video, I love you all. Peace.